Year 1. Now, today we are going to be thinking about the features of a comic strip, and we're going to be creating our own comic strip about toys that come to life. So, can you remember some of the features of a comic strip that we did a couple of days ago? Have a little chat with your grown if you can remember some. Okay, so we had a boxed layout, we have speech bubbles, we have captions, we have action words too. Can you remember our last thing? It was pictures too. We can't have a comic without pictures. So, like I just said, we are going to be creating our own comic strip about your own toys that are going to come to life. So let's try one together first. Here we've got a story map. This is something that we do when we're creating a story. So at the bottom we've got the opening. This is where we introduce characters and we set the scene. We might say where it is. The next bit is the build-up. This is where we describe the conflict. The conflict might be something that's starting to go wrong, something that's leading up to a problem. Now, the big problem is in the middle of our story. This is where the main character, or you might have more than one main character, more than a few main toys that are in your story, they're in trouble, so something's going to happen to them. The next bit we start going down the mountain because things are starting to get better now. This is the resolution. This is where the problem gets solved. And lastly, we have the ending. This is where the story is rounded up and the comic strip ends. So let's go to our opening box. It says, where is your comic set? What toys are there? Now I'm going to think of some toys first. I'm going to add in a toy cat. And I'm not going to use full sentences. I'm just going to use short words like captions. My first one is going to be a toy cat. I'm going to have a furry hamster. I'm also going to have a brave astronaut. And I'll have one more, a grumpy truck. I'm going to add in. Now I need to think of where my story is going to be set. I'm going to just keep it simple and write about something that I know. So I'm going to put my house and put and garden as well in case they go in there. Okay. Right, now we can move on to our build-up. Now, for our build-up, I need to think of something that is leading up to my problem. Now, I'm going to decide that one of my toys is left outside. I'm going to choose, I'm not going to put one of the toys, I'm going to choose the hamster to be left outside. Okay. Now I can move on to my big problem, where one of the characters faces a major problem. I need to think about what problem happens and which toys are involved. So the hamster's already been left outside, and my big problem is going to be that an owl sees the hamster and thinks that it is a real mouse that it can eat. Okay, now the hamster is obviously very, very scared, and all the other toys are inside. So we now need to think about the resolution. How is the problem going to be solved? Now, the toys inside can see through the window. In the person's bedroom that left them outside, they can see through the window into the garden that an owl is about to swoop down and take the hamster away to its nest. So they come up with a plan. The toys come up with a plan to climb through the cat flap and rescue the hamster. Okay, so now let's think about how our comic strip will end. So they've come up with their plan, now they just need to do it. So the toys climb through the cat flap and the astronaut flies to the hamster, picks him up, and all the toys scurry back through the cat flap, and they all fall in a heap on the kitchen floor. So that is my ending. Now obviously your story is going to be very different than mine because it'll have all of your own toys in it. It might have a different setting. It's going to have a different storyline. Everything about it is going to be different than mine. Okay. I also want you to think about what your characters might say. So for example, I might have the hamster say, "Help!" So I might write "help" in here. I might think of something for the astronaut to say. When he's rescuing the hamster, he might say, "Here I come, don't worry." So there's lots of things that your characters might say throughout the story, okay? So here is your worksheet. You're writing the opening, the build-up, the problem, the resolution, and the ending. I'm really looking forward to seeing all your plans for your stories. Now remember, it's just a rough draft, so you don't need to do really long sentences in each box. It can just be a little caption, because tomorrow is going to be when we're writing our full comic strip. Okay? Bye!